happy freaking Wednesday. We have most of the gang from Awaiting Abigail. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you doing?
We are absolutely fantastic for a Wednesday night. Half the time I can't even remember what fucking day it is because we do this so much and we work so much that there's no such thing as a weekend. So every day is like Monday to me. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know what fucking day it is half the time. Yep. I have no clue. Anyways, so you know what? We're gonna jump right into the fucking crazy ass questions because we've had a lot of people that wanted to see you guys on the show, and we've brought you guys on. So I'm gonna get right into like some of the like nitty gritty shit. So, well, as we do questions, nobody's off the hot seat. Everybody has to answer the question themselves because you all got your own opinions and your own stories, and we want all of y'all's opinions and stories. So, at what point in your lives did you decide that you want to be musicians? Was it a band? Was it a family member? What was that one instance that you wanted to be that? Because, like, for me, it was Motorhead and seeing the music video for Ace of Spades for the first time on MTV. And that's when that second I realized I want to be a musician. I want to be in music. That's what the fuck I want to do.
Who's first?
Yeah, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I was gonna say, y'all flip a coin if you want.
You remember when MTV used to actually show music videos?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they would come on and like pretty much nonstop. Kurt Loder, all those days. There was a video, I think it was Sweet Child of Mine. It started out in black and white, and it showed Slash, and it showed him plugging in his guitar. And then he busted into the lead to the beginning of that. That was it for me. I was like, there was nothing more badass than that. Watching it, but I mean, I never got tired of watching that video. That was the first time for sure. I was like, I want to play that damn thing.
Oh, I remember it well. I was a big MTV kid and grew up on fucking MTV. So the whole like Headbangers Ball and Beavis and Butthead, and you know, I discovered a lot of my favorite bands on Beavis and Butthead, like Pantera and Rob Zombie and Pearl Jam and fucking so many of them.
Yeah, if it wasn't MTV, it was VH1.
Nobody fucking watched VH1. That was all the pansy shit.
MTV2 was on.
Well, yeah, that was well after. Yeah. I mean, if you're watching VH1, you were watching shit like Chris Isaac and fucking Enya.
Pop-up radio, something like that.
I never understood what happened to MTV. Like, it was growing up, I was watching it. There was music. I got to college, and then Jersey Shore was on, and I was like, I guess the music's over.
Yeah, that was it. It was almost overnight that it became. They might as well just change the shit to reality TV, and then you got fucking
The Real World,
and Teen Mom, and
Road Rules.
Yeah.
There was a meme that was going around. It was I guess MTV's like 40th or 45th, I don't know, anniversary, and the meme said, "Congratulations on turning 45. Thank you for 14 years of music videos."
That's true.
It's true.
All right, who's next? Come on, Abigail.
I guess I'll go. Mine is a little different because I was a theater kid. So I started off watching like this kid production of Annie, and that got me into musical theater. But music specifically, we used to watch like YouTube videos on like the big TV of like Evanescence and Shakira. And after I saw that, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on that TV singing and dancing and all of that. So I guess that's what got me into it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, how about you other two? What you got for me?
Go on there, Heather.
Oh, I mean, I got into music because, I can't remember what song I heard on the radio. I think it was "Careless Whisper," and I asked my dad, "What was that? What was that?" My dad said that was a saxophone, and I said, "Well, I want to play that," and I started playing the saxophone. And James actually was the one that made me. Well, I was starting to play the drums, but he pestered me to come over and jam with him a lot, and I finally did. And then that was the starting of our
banding.
Our band thing, and we started doing it at age 15.
Okay.
Heather was a saxophone player. I was a trumpet player, and Lori was in color guard. So we were all band nerds. So we knew a little bit about music.
Mhm.
I played the flag.
You twirled the flag.
She played
You
it
do
well.
the rifle.
I played it really good. No, it was the flag. They would call us the horrorcore.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all right. That's fine.
Fair
The
enough.
hardcore.
Fair enough. All right, I dig it. All right, how about you, Lori?
This is such a terrible question for me. I don't know. I've always loved music since I was a kid. Really, I guess I got a bass from a pawn shop and I was kind of playing around with it. And then the band that Heather and James was in, they lost their bass player. And I was like, I'll do it, even though I didn't really know how to play. And then I just kind of figured it out. And that's not like a really inspiring story, but.
Hey, that's good enough. That's good
No.
enough. It's all right because me and Kev here, we've been playing in bands together for like 13 years.
Almost 14.
And, yeah, almost 14. And way back when, like, because I've been playing the bass for a long time, but I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Me either.
And I just
I
kind of
still
like
don't know what I'm doing.
I just kind of picked up the bass. Like, I don't know how to read sheet music. I could barely
I
read
still
tabs.
don't.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like ding 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 ding, fucking just trying to fucking figure it out.
That part. I remember going to practice and I remember just sucking wind and I could look over and I see Heather like, fuck this.
I mean, honestly, when he first started, I was like, nope. But Kendall was like, give me 2 weeks with her, and he took you and he brought back, and I was like, all right, cool. And now you're a really solid bass player.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I think when I was 13 years old, I ended up playing for a pop punk band. And I
Okay.
was like absolutely terrible, but I could play by ear really well. So I would sit there and listen to bands like, Blink 182 and Good Charlotte and shit like that. And I would like just sit there and hit different notes and start fucking figuring out what sounded good, what didn't. And just literally doing that for hours and hours and hours because that's all I fucking cared about. I didn't give a
Exactly.
shit about anything else.
It's
other
better than my crapcore days.
I mean, I used to take a boombox and record myself playing the drums and then go back and listen to it and count and go, oh man, I screwed that all up right there.
That's a fuck.
Yeah, I had a boombox from Montgomery Ward's.
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember that was way back.
Time ago.
I remember. All right.
And then
CB,
James
you're up.
made me learn all the Poison songs.
Hey, it's true. It's true. I was on a hair metal streak when we first met.
He's like, I know everything from Look What the Cat Dragged In. I was like, oh, really?
I mean, nearly every song from that album I made.
We
her
did.
laugh.
We played everyone, but But then I was like, let's play Metallica. But we sucked too bad. We could hardly even play Metallica.
Yeah.
We tried.
Come on. Anyone
played
can
battery.
be Lars. Anyone can be Lars.
Not when you're like 15 and you don't even know what the hell you're doing.
Dude, I see fucking
And I'm trying to
6-year-olds.
play Master of Puppets, and I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, I see 6-year-olds playing that shit.
Well,
That's
I couldn't
that's
fit
today.
in.
That's
They're
today.
incredible. Those little kids, they're just like tearing it up. I'm like, the hell am I doing?
Dude, I seen like a fucking 4-year-old the other day playing fucking Ride the Lightning like it was fucking nothing. He's like picking up a sippy cup in between fucking beats. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, man, if I see somebody do this shit on a bass, I'm putting it down. I quit.
It's the interwebs. Now they have the interwebs to learn
That's
from.
true.
Yeah, you can just look up a tutorial now. and
Yeah,
it'll
we had to
tell you.
watch MTV and watch the videos.
Or buy
Exactly.
the tab books.
Yeah,
Tabs.
for
Like
book.
Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magazines, Guitar Player,
Yeah.
Guitar World.
You're on deck.
Oh,
All right. So, what is your guys' craziest fan story?
Oh, Lori.
Man story. Yeah, come on, Lori.
Why me?
Because you got all of them.
Apparently
I
something really
don't.
good happened to her.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know what they're talking about.
Did a guy just send you a song the other day that he wrote and he wanted you to hear?
Oh, yeah, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to get my throat sliced. Like, we're not gonna say anything about it. It's fine.
But what about your feet?
I
So Lori,
for sale.
Lori's the one with the stalkers then, huh?
Yeah, I don't give you the
Yes.
fan. She gets them all.
I don't. I get the weirdos. If they're weird, they're hitting me up.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
just coolness.
So if you're weird, hit me up.
Okay. You may not want to put that.
Be
out
careful what
there.
you ask for.
Yeah, you better watch out what you wish for.
I'm kidding. Okay. Oh God, yeah, that's right. I'm kidding.
Yeah, because that's almost like putting out a challenge, and there's a lot of people that watch this show, and some can be a little much. So
Okay, yeah, it was all a joke. Nobody hit me up.
That's good.
All right.
All right, Abigail, I know you've got some.
I actually don't have too many crazy ones yet, but one older lady, I think she was on something, but she gave me some like crackers, and she was like, "Here, take these," and I was like, I don't trust these, so I just threw them away. But that's probably the weirdest one. My boyfriend saw one guy taking like really like close, like zoomed in pictures of me, like on stage, but like really weirdly zoomed in. So that's pretty weird. But other than that,
Weirdly.
like
Mm.
weirdly, yeah.
That
But
probably happens to you a lot, and you don't know it.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But he never came up to me, so I was fine with it. As long as you don't come up to me, we're good.
All right, fair enough. I would have thought you would have had a lot worse ones than that, but
Yeah.
She's
Like,
new
that's
on the
good.
scene.
She's new. Yep.
She's only been in it for a year. Wait.
okay. I see Chet Tabor in there. What's up? He's one of the guys from them guys. How you doing, dude? All right, James, come on, you gotta have something.
Well, I'm gonna do. So this is way back in the day. Heather and I were playing in a band. We were playing at Joe's Garage in Fort Worth. This was in the wake of like Pantera break. So it would have been 93, 94, kind of in the wake of that era. And Joe's Garage was a very popular venue, total dive bar, but fucking great place where it all went down in West Fort Worth. So we're playing a gig. We probably played there like half a dozen times or whatever. And by this time, we had moved into more of a, now it'd be called like a classic death metal type deal, like probably like Leprosy or Scream Bloody Gore, that type of deal. So we're setting our stuff up, and I still got a video of this transferred from VHS, but it was fucking crazy. This girl walks up. We're setting our shit up. You just see us. We're kids, man. We're like 17 years old. We're probably not even supposed to be in there. We're plugging our shit in or whatever. And this girl walks up. I don't know. She's probably in her 20s, wouldn't you say, Heather? Like mid 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
She walks up, and my girlfriend at the time was videotaping with a big ass looking camera. And this chick just goes, "Hello, everybody," and pulls her shirt up, and she's like, and the thing is like, it wasn't really anything to look at. So it was like, and there was no like response. Like the people were like, "Who's that? All right, when does the band start?" But I still have it.
When you,
I mean, when I played with and my all-female band, we had a lot of. I mean, one of us, I wasn't me, but the bass player, she signed a dude's nutsack. I signed plenty of boobs. But that's probably some of the crazy things we saw there.
I need to know, when she signed the nutsack, did she stretch the skin out? To
No,
that's the
he
same
did.
thing.
He did.
Oh,
She
he
just kind
stretched
of
out.
held
He did
a
it
marker
for her.
and signed on it.
That's a new one.
Boy.
Yeah, we had a lot of crazy things in the all-female band that we would hear and see.
I will never ever forget that. All right, that has got to be the best story that we've heard so far, other than being doused in blood with the soap girls when they were doused in blood. And
I'm pretty sure it was a show we played in Oklahoma.
That makes sense,
That
actually.
checks out.
That checks.
I'm gonna say I was born and raised in Oklahoma.
There you go.
Right.
I don't live there anymore, but I've lived most of my life in South Carolina, but I was born and raised in Oklahoma City.
It
All
was
right.
in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Oh, well, that explains everything. That explains everything. All right, Kev, you're up on deck, brother.
Heck yeah. So, man, he brought up a good thing about dive bars. So I have to get like the most grimiest bar story ever.
Well, for when we were kids playing together, for sure. Now they're nice. Like we're the three of us, Heather and Lori and I are like we walk into these places that we play now, and we're like, holy shit, what is this place? It's like a 5-star restaurant. You know, the
Can't even
places that
smoke
we
in there no more.
yeah, they don't smell like smoke still. Most of the smoking places still smell like smoke, but no. Heather and I played in a band, and we went to check it out first. This place, it was out in Azle, Texas, which is kind of a little bit it's just
Redneck.
yeah,
Redneck? Yeah,
It's-
just come right out and say it.
it's redneck. And we went out there, and first of all, we went before we played out there. We went like the weekend before because we had taken a gig. Actually, we ended up playing out there with Slow Roosevelt, who kind of became a sort of big deal, at least
Or
locally
so-
there and regionally.
Are we talking like Confederate flag redneck or like John Deere redneck? Because that's two totally
Lynchburg,
different things.
Virginia. Right?
A
I
little
would
bit
say
of
it's
it.
probably a mixture of both.
Yeah, mixture of both. But so we go out there to check this place out, and we walk in, and it's basically just a square cinder block building, flat
Yep.
roof.
It was like a
10.
big circle.
It's a big circle. I don't even know what it was. It probably wasn't up to code, but it didn't matter in the 90s, I don't guess.
No.
And there was strobe lights. I don't know, some kind of punk band or something was playing. But then we played some festival out there. But I mean, there wasn't any restrooms to speak of. There was no, like, I mean, I think you just bring your own whatever you had. But that place was called the Vistari Lounge. It ended up,
Toilet.
yeah. Did you go there, Lori?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
remember, you don't remember they didn't pay us, and we do dicks all over the wall.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we played for Star.
You remember that? They didn't pay us. They ran off, and we were like, "We're gonna draw dicks on the wall." And we
That's
drew
what
dicks
you
all over
get.
the wall.
That's what you get.
I mean, it was literally just a cinder block building. I mean, that's the big. I don't know how much more dive you get than that. I mean,
I don't know.
it
I
was-
played it. There used to be a place in Fort Worth called Tomcats, and it had a great sound. Sound system was great, but there literally was kittens that would fall out of the ceiling.
All right.
Yeah, we saw kittens fall out of the ceiling. That was great, but
Alive
it was
or
a
dead?
shithole. And then there was a Rockstar Lounge. It had the bathrooms had shower curtains for the doors.
Ooh.
Oh no.
What about the ass bar? Remember that?
The ass bar. Oh yeah, Abram Street Saloon. That's actually
Yeah.
nice compared to some of the other ones I've
When they
played.
had like
Oh,
old
man.
bras hanging from the walls and stuff, that was crazy.
That's
Well,
crazy.
shit, that's
is there
like
a lot of bars with
that's like
ass
a
in it?
goddamn biker clubhouse. I've been to
It
so
kind
many
of wa-
fucking clubhouses got panties and bras hanging.
That's like
from the
Reno's
floor.
Chop
Yeah.
Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ass bars apparently. Because there was one in I used to say this place called Valdosta, Georgia, and there was a
Yeah.
place called Ashley Street Station.
Ashley
Okay.
Station. Yeah.
And so it was like ass. We go to the ass bar every freaking Thursday.
James, what was the name of the place we played on Belknap? Do you remember that?
No, but
I-
that place was a dump.
Yeah, what was it called?
I don't know, but in terms of names, we used to play at this place called the Dirty Perch.
I was
yeah.
about to say, what about the perch?
Yeah,
The Dirty
like
Perch was the
the
Dirty
one guy,
Perch.
the one guy moshing, we call him Nacho.
Well, the guy that worked the front, he had stuck little stakes in his head to make him look like the devil, and that's the place where I got the cordless mic and went across the street to the titty bar.
Oh
and
yeah,
interviewed
across the
some-
street. I remember that. Was it Star Lounge?
What was that called? Was it
The
called
Star Lounge, right?
Star Lounge? It
A
was
Starlight
more,
or something like that.
More titties than teeth.
I remember
can tell
always
you that.
laughing. You're gonna see a C-section scar and a bullet wound.
Yeah. They had the summer teeth. Some are here, some are there. Yeah.
Oh shit, this is amazing.
Abby's never seen any place like this. She's only seen
I'm 20,
Oh, you
so
just wait.
I can't get in most places.
Oh, so you're the baby of the band.
Yeah.
She is the baby.
The
She's
total
barely
baby.
20.
Oh god, she's not even old
Dang.
enough to drink.
Just you
No.
wait.
God damn,
Capri
we're all
Suns for
old enough-
everybody.
Every
Just
single
a
person
baby.
in here is old enough to be your parent.
Yes.
Pretty much. That's why me and Lori are like, you need to watch this and you need to make sure this.
Yeah, we're like always like, if somebody does it and if somebody bothers you, come get us.
Come get us and we'll take care of it.
Us old, yeah, down and out broads. We'll take care of it.
I love it. I love it.
I can
Hey.
say that say that you chose very well, Abigail, for being in a band with a lot of older people. They're veterans for playing shit like that because it can get rough out there. I mean, it can get real rough. It ain't no joke.
Me and Lori have heard some pretty crazy things.
Just watch,
said to us.
just watch Roadhouse a couple of times.
Oh,
Just be nice.
Pain don't hurt.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
Hey, I've got something pretty good that this made me think of since Lori called her and Heather old broads, which they're not. They're actually really young for their age. But the other day before practice, well, they said you are 40. I mean,
They said
We're
she
going
was
with it.
40, not me.
well, anyways. So the other day I came to practice. We had a little meeting before practice. And I was like, guys, the fans want it. We're getting it. We're getting patches. Heather goes, estrogen patches? We can't even talk
If you
about.
want to put her name on it, you can sell it for the 50 and over crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
I'd get one. I
have one.
You can get patches and get your own goddamn fucking bottles of Viagra and fucking brand that shit.
With a life alert on the side.
Yeah, and just put a waiting on it.
Yeah.
When it hits, it hits.
Oh shit.
Do not use until after show.
Yeah. Not during, after.
After we're gone.
Don't drink whiskey or it's not going to work at all.
Does it not work with whiskey? Is that a thing? I mean, I've heard of whiskey dick, but I didn't know.
Yeah,
if, like,
whiskey dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't work with Viagra. Don't combine.
Well, I mean,
Don't
your
cross the
dick and
stream.
whiskey doesn't combine to begin with. So once you hit like the third drink, it's going to be all downhill from there. So,
Good to know.
mean,
Literally.
you're going to either be fucking edging it or finishing yourself off.
I just learned what that meant, so I feel like really in the know now.
All right, fantastic. So, if you guys could tour with any three bands of your choice, dead or alive, who would you choose to tour with?
Tour?
This is anybody dead or alive.
Oh my goodness.
Who would you decide to tour with? And
Man,
you get
we
to
like-
tour with them.
We like so many people.
Yeah, I mean,
Dead or alive. I mean,
Yeah.
if this is like fantasy,
Yeah,
Fo-
fantasy.
yeah, then I would say Metallica back in the Master of Puppet days.
Okay.
For sure.
Fair
Yeah, that
enough.
would be mine.
I
You
mean,
got
I'm
two
a
more.
huge Led Zeppelin fan, so I would love to see John Bonham play live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually, you speak of Led Zeppelin. I was at Welcome to Rockville a few weeks ago, and Shinedown brought out two of the members of Led Zeppelin to do one of their songs, and that was fucking amazing.
They brought out who?
They brought out two of the members, one of the Van Zant guys that's still alive, and one of their guitarists that was still alive, and they came out and did 45 together.
That's cool. Lori, what would yours be? Because Lori's kind of our punkster.
I wouldn't even pick. I mean, if it could be dead or alive, I wouldn't even pick punk. I mean, I would probably pick like people that like I would think that would be interesting and crazy. And this is like we wouldn't mesh with it. I don't care, but I'm going the Beach Boys because R.I.P. B-Dub. That's my man.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either.
No one does. I'm a huge Brian Wilson fan. Huge. So yeah, totally. And you know it got crazy with the Beach Boys, him and Dennis. Come on.
Oh, I feel like Brian Wilson and Hart should be up there too, right?
Yeah, I would do that and throw some Fleetwood Mac and
Yeah.
like, and we're going crazy.
Mm.
I have a lot of stories about Fleetwood Mac that I know.
Mm.
So I can't tell on air, but I could tell them off air.
Well, you were gonna hit my DMs later, right?
I can.
So you can tell me that.
All right, sounds good. I actually got a rare chance before she passed away. I got to interview Lisa Loring, who's the original Wednesday Addams.
Oh.
And she actually lived in Fleetwood Mac's house back when they first started. And we went out to lunch with her, and she told us a lot of stories about the younger days of Fleetwood Mac. So I've got a lot of stories.
That's cool, for real. That is way cool.
It was one of the coolest things, and unfortunately, rest in peace. You know, she passed away not too long ago, but you know, she was a cool ass lady, and she told us a lot of stories because she knew I was, you know, into music and did radio, and she's like, well, you know, I used to be really good friends with Stevie Nicks and the band Fleetwood Mac, and I used to live with them in their house and out in Los Angeles. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. She goes, no. And boy, she just started going into the fucking stories, and I'm just sitting there with like jaw hitting the floor like the whole fucking time. I'm like, if my mother was here, she would fucking die because my mother is a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. Huge. All right, Kev, you're up on deck, brother.
Questions or stories? What are we doing?
Question.
Okay. Well, I'm a huge horror movie fan, so this is a usually make or break question that I ask everybody. Even when I run up to the randoms at the bar, I'll ask them what their favorite horror movie is. And not a lot of people have horror movies because a lot of people like musicals and shit like that. But what are you guys' favorite horror movies?
Horror movies is my jam, damn
Me
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
I was into horror movies.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to look for them.
Yes. Hold on.
Hey, me too. I've been a bunch.
They are not. Should I say they're not good? Because what if somebody who made it sees it and then they're like, "That's not nice."
No, I like B and C horror movies.
I've been in a bunch of independent horror movies.
You have too?
Yes, I have.
You're gonna have to send me a list of that too.
I will send it to you because
That's
I'm on.
awesome.
You can find me on IMDb.
Okay. Very cool.
Oh yeah, I've been in quite a few over my career.
I personally, I really like the classics. I like, of course, like Halloween and the first Friday the 13th. We're actually trying to go through at my household. My son is 14, so we're like trying to tear up. Like we've gone through all the Friday the 13th. Even Jason Goes to Hell, which he doesn't go to hell. That really gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
And then we've gone through all the Halloweens, the Friday the 13th. We're just about finished with the Nightmare on Elm Street, and we couldn't get through Seed of Chucky. That was
I was actually in a
horrible.
movie. I was actually in a movie with the man who played Jason for the first time. He was the little boy Jason that came out of the lake and took the girl
cool.
down, which is Ari Lehman. And I actually was in a movie called Clown Motel 2 with Ari Lehman and also Eileen Dietz, who was in the very first Exorcist.
Ooh.
Oh, that's odd. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
I'm starting to call Dustin a horror movie group.
Lori, if you had to pick one horror movie, just one.
Oh, don't do that.
Just one.
I'm going to disappoint y'all because it's not gory or anything, but as far as like I think it's just so good and it's got so much nostalgia wrapped up for me. Poltergeist, man.
Yeah.
I love
Poltergeist is dope. I can get behind that.
Man, when I was a kid, that was my favorite movie. I watched Poltergeist, I think, 30 times in one day.
So good.
I had my little Casio keyboard. I'd be all and learn the thing. I mean, the song. So I love Poltergeist. That's my favorite.
Poltergeist and The Shining. I was just going crazy on that as a kid.
I like The Shining. I just
watched
that one.
Good. What's up, Crystal? So, like for me, it was a lot of people don't know it is a movie called Dead Alive.
Alive.
It was done by Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Yep,
man.
sure was.
Yeah, it was done by Peter Jackson, and it was he did it in whenever he was in film school. And this is the same Peter Jackson that did like Lord of the Rings, Kong, all that. A lot of people don't know he started in horror movies, and they were extremely gory.
Yes.
Yes.
Did he do Brain Dead as well?
Yes, that is Dead Alive is Brain Dead.
That's the
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
The
Depends
same
on
thing.
where you're at in the world.
Dead Alive is hands down my favorite horror movie ever done, and he also did Bad Taste 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So he did those 3, and they were as gory. And Dead Alive for a long time was deemed like the goriest horror movie ever fucking created for a
So
long
much
time.
blood.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah, it's out of. I can't imagine what they ran through with blood with that one. That's why I still haven't showed my kid that one. We own it, but I'm like, yeah, we'll get to that.
I own it too. It is a fantastic movie. All right,
is.
Abigail, what you got?
Mine, I would say, I don't know if y'all have seen The Ring. Have y'all seen The Ring?
We have.
With like the black hair. I love that movie. I don't know why. I watched it when I was really little, and I like that one. And I also like it because I kind of like clowns. I don't know why, but they don't scare me. It's just kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
So and I also
The
like
original
The Shining.
It.
Both of them. I like the original, but I also love the new version.
Okay.
I like both of them. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what you got, Heather?
What you got?
Mine's Poltergeist, like Lori.
Bigger Poltergeist. All right, James, what you got?
Same Poltergeist, dude. I couldn't look at a TV. Couldn't look at a TV for years, man. I remember being a kid and being terrified. I'd be looking at the TVs. What's
I
that
know
thing
the
doing?
thunderstorm would go, and I'd
What's
be
that?
like 1,000, 2 1,000.
Yeah.
The sun
Yeah.
would come out of the tree and come through the.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good one to fuck you up when you were little.
Yeah.
True that.
And
So
mine was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a classic.
that is good.
That's good.
Good
My
stuff.
absolute favorite.
fantastic. Especially the original. Actually, out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, my favorite one was actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
That's my
That was-
favorite. Yep.
That is my absolute fucking favorite out of that whole franchise. And as kooky as it was,
Mm.
I love
Dennis
like
Hopper.
that whole like cheap indie B-rated like feel, because it was almost like it was like no holds barred, like there was no rules or anything like that, and it was very unpredictable as to what you would see in like indie horror films compared to like mainstream horror. Because mainstream horror, it doesn't matter. You'd watch it for fucking 5 minutes and you knew exactly what was going to happen. You knew what was going to end. You knew who was going to die. You knew who was going to survive. It didn't matter. But in indie horror films, you had no fucking clue who was going to survive.
The jump scares. Whew.
Yeah.
They're just so cheap. They're so cheap. Like, come on, do better. Do better. All right, CB, you're up on deck.
All right. So, what is your guys' worst fear? Doesn't have to be music. It could be anything. What is your worst fear? What are you most afraid of?
Flying spiders.
Yep.
Fly
Yeah.
spider.
For me, bugs in
Out there
general.
at night.
Yeah.
You have a bug thing, Abby?
I do. I saw a roach today, and it just freaked me out. I just can't. I can't do roaches. I can't do
Don't come here.
even butterflies scare me. Ladybugs. It's terrible.
Ladybugs.
Ladybugs are good
why.
luck.
They're nice.
They're good
I don't
luck.
know
They can bite
what
sometimes.
trauma, like, made me scared of all bugs, but I don't know. It freaks me out. Even love bugs freak me out. Mm-mm.
Do you know that love bugs were genetically created?
Mm-mm.
I don't even know what a love bug is.
So they're always fucking. It's always two of them together. They're these little orange and black bugs, and they're always together in a pair, and they're always fucking. That's all they do is fuck 24/7, which is
Sounds great.
love bug. I mean, if you could do that. But they were actually created to eat mosquitoes, but they don't. They just fuck.
Another DARPA experiment gone bad.
Pretty much. See, I don't like any kind of flying insect. Any flying insect, I'm done.
I hate wasps. They have to die.
I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I can dig
And I'm afraid of heights a little bit.
Oh yeah.
which is odd because I do
Oh,
pest
yeah.
control.
He's like, I do pest control.
I'm the manager of a pest control company. That's crazy.
Call Kev. He'll yeah.
Ooh, or what about June bugs? And they get in your
Yeah.
hair.
They don't
That
bother
is
me.
nightmare
Those are
fuel.
gross.
Ugh.
We don't really have those that bad here. Ours is palmetto bugs, which they look like giant cockroaches that fly.
Ugh.
It's not a cockroach, but it looks like a cockroach, and they are gigantic. And they
We call those water bugs.
yes, and some
American
people call them
cockroaches.
We have those here. We call them water bugs. They go
Yeah.
and just fly by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like small birds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Small birds.
Now, what will change your life is if you get a fucking moth stuck in your ear.
Oh,
Because that happened to me. And I had to go to the hospital to get sucked out with a fucking hose. And
That happened to me. That happened to me when I was a kid. That's awful.
Dude, that was the worst. That's probably what started my fear of flying
You hear that
insects.
little
Okay.
Sounds like it.
you hear a
How did
whisper
something
deep in
get
the
in
night.
y'all's ear?
Yeah.
I was posing for a picture. I was like 4 years old, and they were taking a picture of cute little me sitting on a log or something, and then I was like, oh my god, and literally I had to go to the emergency room, and it was like just like he said, they had to, I don't know if they irrigated it or used tweezers or both or something. I don't know,
Ugh.
but it's loud. I mean, it's the loudest sound, and you can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I was at a party and I was 16 years old, drinking. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
So I was drinking, and we were all sitting out on the front porch, and it was like I said, it was Halloween with the front porch light on. There was fucking moths flying everywhere,
Worse.
and I stood up and I was going into the house to go get another beer, and it just went straight in there, and it was like deafening.
Bugs
And
playing darts.
it was just driving me fucking nuts all the way to the hospital. Like we tried like digging it out ourselves, and like my buddies were taking forceps and trying to like find it and shining flashlights
Crawl
down
in
my
there
ears, and they
further.
couldn't fucking see it. And I was just like, all I could hear was that fucking wings inside of my fucking skull. And I was like, dude, take me to the hospital. They did. They took this little hose and fucking sucked it out. And I was like, nope. Anytime I go out, if you ever notice, like if I go out and there's like no netting, no nothing, I'll turn the fucking light out on the porch to walk outside because I won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Abigail's
Man.
like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
That's good to know, though, for band pranks.
No,
yeah.
do not.
So I don't like spiders. That's my big thing. My biggest thing is
He
spiders.
really doesn't like spiders.
Fuck spiders. I don't do spiders. Don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want to be fucking around them. I will scream like a little girl with spiders. No, I just won't.
Good idea.
And I can't do snakes either. Gross.
I love snakes.
Snakes
I
are
can't.
I
don't know.
I used to own a exotic pet shop, and I used to breed ball pythons, and I fucking loved my snakes.
I think it's because when I was little, we went on a field trip with like Girl Scouts, and the parents wanted us to go. Like it was during springtime, and we walked during this trail, and there were like snakes like all over, and one girl stepped on it, and it like coiled around her leg,
Oh.
and I think that just freaked me out, and I was like, So I don't know. All of that just.
I'm out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done.
All right. So if you guys could spend 24 hours with anyone that would be like a musical hero to you, dead or alive, who would you spend that time with?
Dime for me.
That's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
Musical hero. I mean, I'm gonna have to say John Bonham again.
Fair enough. Fair enough. See, I got to spend a good portion with my musical hero because I got to meet Lemmy and hang out with Lemmy.
Right.
About 10 years ago, whenever I did Mayhem Fest.
Mm-hmm.
But being that I got to hang out with him, if I was to go with somebody, I would go with Paul Gray from Slipknot.
Solid. Abby, it's okay if it's Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. I don't think so.
Damn,
okay.
you don't call her out
I would
like that.
say I would say Queen. I don't know. I love Queen
Okay.
songs. I feel like they fit my
Okay.
voice, so definitely Queen.
Freddie
Mercury would be cool.
Yeah.
Freddie.
Freddie'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Lori.
Ooh, that's hard. I did meet Mike Watt. He's the bass player from Minutemen, Firehose. He did a small stint in Black Flag, and he was actually married to Kira, who was in Black Flag. Oh man, Kira from Black Flag would be great too. Yeah, or the bass player from. I'm gonna go. Yeah, let's go Kira from Black Flag.
Okay. See, another one for me, alive, would be Les Claypool. Primus.
Yeah. Yep.
I was an MTV kid. I loved fucking Primus. I think the very first song I heard was Jerry Was a Race Car Driver.
Jerry.
Yeah, that's what they played.
Fucking
Lacquerhead.
loved that song when I was a kid, and I dug the shit out of fucking Primus. I was just like, these guys are fucking cool.
Am I the only one that likes anti-pop?
What?
That likes what?
The album that had Lacquerhead on it.
No, that's good.
Anti-pop.
Yeah, that was good too.
Okay, I thought I was the only one.
No, that was good. I mean, you got to be some sort of amazing when Metallica turns you down because you're too good. Does anybody know that story?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, if you haven't, go on YouTube. He tried out for Metallica, and they turned him down because he was too good. So, I've never heard of a band turning down a bass player because they are too good. But apparently Metallica is the fucking first. Apparently
Was that the Saint Anger days?
Metallica.
That was the Saint Anger days, right?
No, I don't know when it was. I know it was like way earlier in their career, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure. Actually, I think it was.
Was it after Cliff Burton died?
I think it was. I think it was
Okay.
after Cliff Burton died, before they picked up Jason Newsted. Is when it was during that cycle that he tried out for Metallica, and they turned him down because he was too good, and they went with Jason Newsted. But Jason Newsted was great. He's still good.
Yeah, he still is.
But yeah, they kicked his ass to the fucking curb. All right, CB, you're up.
All right. So if you guys could offer any sort of advice to any of the new up and coming bands, what would that advice be to get them started?
I would say don't be dicks. Be nice to everybody. Support other bands. Every single person that you meet, you don't know who they are, but like, even if they weren't anybody, like, be nice to them. Be nice to your fans. Be nice to the
Be
people that
humble.
support
Don't
you.
act like your shit don't stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be humble. That's in style now, is to be humble, not to think that you're fucking badass. There's nothing better than being super badass and not acting like you're badass.
True that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say that, because you never know who's like, if let's say that they're not big yet, you never know who's gonna make it first, and if you make bad contacts, then I mean that's it for you in that case, or they could help you out. So it's honestly just like be nice to everyone, be humble, and work super hard.
And practice.
Yeah. Play your instrument.
Yep. I highly agree with that, because I play several hours every single fucking day. No matter how busy I am, I make damn sure that I play every single fucking day.
I'm ashamed. I don't practice enough.
You don't have
air drum a little bit.
You're like a goddamn fucking prodigy.
No, okay, whatever. I play corn riffs 20 minutes out of the day, and I'm done.
He's a prodigy. Y'all just don't understand. He's amazing. All right, Lori, what you got?
Oh,
Advice.
about That yeah, I'm on the nice train with everybody else. For sure. I mean, it's so weird. Yeah, people with egos are so weird, especially in the local scene. Like, really? So yeah, it's definitely being humble and being cool with people.
I tell everybody the best thing that you could ever do in your career, and the whole be nice thing goes in there, is to network.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can work together, you don't have to necessarily like them. You don't have to be their best friend. You don't have to drink beers together every fucking weekend. But if you can go in there and shake hands and work together, it'll go a hell of a lot fucking further than acting like a bunch of assholes. Because I know on the media side, I'm on both sides. I'm on the band side and I'm on the media side. And as the media side, they're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other part of it too is like, just don't be a bitch, you know? Like there's so many just people whining and stuff on social media. Like if something doesn't go right or whatever, you can't be a band full of bitches. I don't mean bitches because we're a band full of bitches, but like we can't.
God damn.
We can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a local band that got on. I guess enough people didn't show up for their show or whatever, and somebody, a well-established person, got on there and just whined about it. It's like, man, that's not a good look. Like,
no, it's not.
Don't be so fragile.
I agree. All right, Kev, you're up on deck, brother.
So the other day I was watching Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg, and it got me thinking, like, musically, what would be your favorite decade?
90s.
This is a really good
80s.
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 Down the 80s.
Yeah,
Probably
same.
90s.
Rat? You can't turn down Rat.
Yeah, 90s for me.
I like 90s, even though I'm a 2000s baby.
Yeah,
I was born in the early 80s. And so
Mid-80s for me.
I grew up in the 80s, and I was an 80s kid. Like, I think growing up, before I discovered MTV and all that, I think my favorite band was actually Jefferson Starship.
Okay.
And I was a big Jefferson Starship fan. I also liked a lot of like the kind of, I guess, like dance popish stuff. Like I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. I liked stuff like Flock of Seagulls and Culture Club.
That's great.
I love all that. I was born in the 70s, so we grew up.
we like all that. We like all that stuff.
And
I
I
like-
like it when it was Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah,
Cream?
I liked Milli Vanilli, even though they lip sung and were a bunch of fucking liars. I still like Milli
Look,
Vanilli.
it's still good. All right.
Here's the thing: did you ever know the story of Milli Vanilli? Why they chose those two to like lip sing the whole thing?
Mm-mm.
Because apparently the original guys that wrote it were so goddamn ugly that they felt like they couldn't like market them, so they chose the two guys to pose as them in order to market the band, and then they ripped the two original guys completely off.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Sorry about it.
Apparently they were ugly.
Oh.
Well, in the 80s it was all about, glitz and glam, and
I mean, back in the 80s, some of the looks weren't that great.
Look, that's why I like that movie.
Coming back now.
I don't know.
That's why I like that movie, because it was like it showcased the good, the bad, and the ugly about 80s bands and what they went through on tour and band business and things like that. So it just put, as a kid growing up wanting to be in a band, like I knew somewhat to what to expect getting into a band.
Yeah, because you really don't know what to expect, because you're walking into a group of anywhere between 3 to 6 people that all have different personalities, different taste, different backgrounds, and you have to make all of those personalities and opinions and experiences all meld into one band.
Right.
And it is not easy.
No.
And that's why I'm like, I get so pissed off about, we talk about the whole like pay to play thing. and all that shit. And it's like, do you realize how much time and effort goes into creating a band and getting together and then creating your own music? Not learning somebody else's music. We ain't talking goddamn cover bands because that shit don't count. I'm sorry, anybody can learn to play somebody else's music.
I was in a couple.
When you're getting together and you are writing your own fucking music, and the time and the energy that it takes to put all that in, and for you to think that you could just dismiss it and go, okay, you're going to pay to play here, or we're only going to give you fucking like $25 and a beer a piece, is a bunch of fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
Spinal Tap. I had to say it.
I knew somebody was, because every time we bring it up, someone's that guy that brings up Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
And Abigail's like, what the fuck is
I
Spinal
It goes to 11.
Tap? You poor thing. Go watch the movie Spinal Tap.
It's hilarious.
But it's worth it. You'll probably learn something from it. I guarantee fucking to you, you'll learn something from it.
I'll definitely watch it.
So, as far as being a band, what is the most important thing that you guys have learned from one another?
I think before we started this band, the whole thing was we just wanted to have fun. Because Heather and I had played together, 30 years ago or whatever. When we decided we wanted to do something, we just wanted to have fun. We didn't want it to, we wanted to keep our personal lives and have our own lives. We all have jobs, and like we wanted it to be fun, and we wanted to get along. We wanted no drama. And so the people that are in the band are very much strategically those, piggybacking on what you were talking about it being hard to be in a band. This one's not so much. It's hard because of time and having other stuff, but personality wise and other stuff like that, it's like really easy. So no drama was kind of our goal. Have a good time, and wherever it goes, it goes.
Okay. Yep, fair enough.
Absolutely.
Does everybody kind of feel the same way on that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Everybody's super chill. Really, I don't have any complaints.
Yeah, me neither.
So, with a lot of you guys being most of us all being within the same range, other than poor Abigail here, how the hell did y'all find Abigail?
It's like a dating app, but for, do you know? Actually, I think it's out of Tennessee, Band Mix, and we're not sponsored. In fact, I think I haven't turned that off yet, and they're still charging me $12 a month. But
yeah, oh yeah, me neither. I need to.
yeah, it's I found her on Band Mix, and we're just scrolling, swiping left, and then we saw her, and actually her influences were Fleetwood Mac, and also Evanescence. And so it wasn't like it was like a real heavy, her background is pop. Her mom is a metalhead, but her background is pop, R&B and pop and stuff like that. And so it was really interesting. And then her age, of course, we had some concerns about that because, you can be really mature as a 19-year-old, or you can be really not. And what is your communication like? But yeah, she just did like a little audition video for us. And we had her do some Pretty Reckless covers, and we were all like, man, she's got some chops. And then she came and jammed with us one time. The 4 tracks that are on the EP, the rhythm tracks already existed. So we were kind of like, well, the real test for this whole thing will be actually how can she write? The cover songs are great. She sounds great. Anybody, like you said, can do that. But she's got the chops, she's got the sound. What can she do with these 4 originals that already exist? And she blew us away. She wrote the lyrics and melodies to those 4 songs. Took about a week each for those songs. Came and jammed with us once because she's from Houston, so we didn't actually see her in person until she came and jammed with us. And she jammed one time with us, and then went into the studio and recorded the EP that's out there right now.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
It honestly is a big holy shit. And you know, we don't really talk a lot about that, but yeah, she jammed with us one time. The rest of it was just her. She had the tracks and she did her thing.
Practice.
All right. So
Yeah.
mastering your craft. All right, fantastic. So on that, we have ran out of time, boys and girls. But before we go, we actually have a video to show you from Awaiting Abigail. We actually have the video for Falling Under.
Ooh.
So y'all don't go nowhere because we're going to play that. Have a fantastic fucking night. You know, you guys, we will be back probably Friday night with another episode. On that, you know what we say, don't drink and drive. Be good to each other. Wrap your fucking tool for God's sakes. And just be nice. And on that, we're getting the fuck out of here. Thank you very much to Awaiting Abigail. Make sure that you go follow them on all their social media sites. Buy some fucking merch for God's sakes. And if you are in the area and they're playing a live show, go to a goddamn live show. Don't be a pansy ass hiding in your goddamn house. Go spend the fucking $20-25 to go see a live show and go have fun and meet people and do shit. On that, here's their video. We love you guys. Have a fantastic night.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank